Well, what kind of damage has been done to the Bush campaign, if any? For more, let's welcome in political analyst Dick Morris. Dick, of course, also the co-author of the best-selling book, Power Grab, Obama's Dangerous Plan for a One-Party Nation. So, Dick, today was the day Jeb Care was going to come out. People are going to focus on it. Instead, there's this incident from yesterday. Will it do further damage to the Bush campaign?
Yeah, I think it will, but in a curious way. If the Bush campaign sent or was involved with a woman who berated Trump for a pro-life position, it casts doubts on Jeb Bush's fealty to pro-life and raises the possibility that he might be a closet pro-choice advocate, something you could never accuse his brother of being, but this play opens him up to that charge.
Dick, let me ask you this. Should campaigns be held accountable for what volunteers or staffers do during their own time?
Yeah, they should be held accountable for everything. And I believe me, a staffer of a campaign or an intern does not go to an opposition press conference without some kind of a okay from the campaign, maybe not from Jeb, but from her immediate supervisor or whatever. And I think that the import of this would be that Jeb is more pro-choice than Trump is.
Dick, let me ask you this. We heard about the Jeb staff tweeting out something saying how amused they were about the Donald being sensitive to being challenged by a woman. Is this the right way to play it, or is Jeb's staff essentially tone deaf?
Well, I think that she was probably sent to that press conference to be a woman challenging Trump in the hopes of getting a rise out of him that they could then use to feed the line that Trump is anti-woman. And then when she fed the line and she got an answer, they probably had that response ready automatically. But I don't think they realized that the conflict this would put them in and how it would backfire on them.
Now, let's move to more Trump taunting, but this coming from another candidate, specifically Hillary Clinton. Of course, she's out in Las Vegas for tonight's Democratic debate.
You know, some people think Mr. Trump is entertaining, but I don't think it's entertaining when somebody insults immigrants, insults women. That is just unacceptable behavior. If you are going to run for president, then you should represent all the people of the United States.
So we see Hillary out in front of Trump's Vegas hotel. Was that a smart move to make? Because she sounded like that character she played on Saturday Night Live, Val the bartender, the other week.
Yeah, I think it was a good move. I think that it's an attempt to get out ahead of the debate and have a news story about it. But tonight, all eyes are going to be on Hillary. But the really important performance will not be given by Hillary. It'll be given by Bernie Sanders. Because this will be the first time most Americans have had the opportunity to watch Sanders and to come to a conclusion about him. And by the way, the same is true about O'Malley, Webb, and Chafee. But this is the first time that we've actually seen those guys in action. And I think you're going to get a lot of Democrats who've said to themselves, you know, I'm not happy about the email thing. I'm not happy about Hillary. I don't trust her. I'm worried about the poll numbers that show her losing to the Republicans. But who else have we got? And then when they see four other very articulate, very good men speaking, they might say, well, maybe I'm going to vote for one of them. And I would expect that regardless of how Hillary does tonight, if the others do acceptably well, and I think they will, you'll see them gain and her lose in vote share.
Let's talk more about the Democratic debate tonight. Anderson Cooper, one of the moderators of tonight's debate, has said that there will be no face-offs between the candidates. But before, as we saw during the GOP debate, that was not the case. Do you think, in your opinion, that CNN is kind of going easy on some of these candidates?
Well, CNN probably is flacking for Hillary. But there'll be, you can't avoid a back and forth. I would expect Bernie Sanders and the others to ridicule Hillary's 48-hour-ago embrace of opposing the trade agreement, or 72-hour-ago opposition to the pipeline, a pipeline she approved at the State Department and a trade deal she helped negotiate when she was secretary. And then I think you're going to find a number of candidates, particularly Chafee as I see it, going after Hillary about the email scandal. But I think the main thing that's going to happen is not so much that people will knock Hillary or that Hillary will suffer from the knocks, but she's so far been winning a one-person primary, slipping in it, but still winning. Once it becomes a multi-candidate field and is no longer a referendum on Hillary, you're going to see a lot of voters defecting to those other Democratic candidates.
And we should also take note of the fact, Dick, that later tonight, our viewers will see you, along with Steve Malzberg and Rick Unger, plus Ed Klein, as you all get together to offer analysis following the Democratic debate. That'll start at around 10:30 right here on Newsmax TV.
I just want to quote a poem for everybody.
What's that?
By Edna St. Vincent Millay about tonight's debate. As I was coming down the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I do wish he'd stay away. That's Joe Biden.
Well, it is the literary Dick Morris, and we used to think that kind of verse was reserved for Bullwinkle's Corner. Now, there's one other point I want to bring up to you, Dick, and that is Vladimir Putin reportedly saying of the United States, quote, "I believe some of our partners simply have mush for brains," implying the U.S. Because we will not share intelligence with Russia when it comes to Syria. 30 seconds, Dick. Is this just once again calling out and insulting President Obama?
I think Putin's absolutely right in this case. Russia has a lot more to fear from ISIS than we do. A huge southern border with the ISIL territories, 30, 40 million Muslims living in Russia. And I think that when Russia steps up and says, I'm willing to go fight ISIS, the United States should applaud, particularly when our president is too damn timid to send in troops himself. And the old fear that we had from the Cold War, don't let Russia into the Middle East, has to be updated for a concept that if one country is willing to put boots on the ground and planes in the air and actually start shooting, we should say, go right ahead, guys, if we're not willing to do it ourselves.
All right. Dick Morris, we thank you very much. We'll be looking for you later tonight. And a reminder to you that you can get your copy of that best-selling book co-authored by Dick Morris, Power Grab, by visiting the website powergrab411.com. You know, more than 80 million Americans make up the baby boom generation, and astoundingly, many of them have done little planning for their retirement. The Baby Boomer Survival Guide is here to help boomers prepare with money-saving tips and valuable advice. For example, on page 59, you'll learn a simple but weird trick for bumping up every Social Security payment by as much as 25%, a filing method that can result in up to $170,000 in additional income during your lifetime. On page 83, you'll learn about the best states to move to, states with low taxes, great services, and fantastic health care. 7319, or go to newsmax.com/boomerbook.